Hello there. Got some more Shatterpoint today.
We've got a classic Clone Wars showdown. Let's just get into it. Hello everybody, I'm Brad, you're watching Mountainside Tabletop, and I've got the Wave 1 Separatist force here, and I'm ready to kill some clones. I'm really excited to play this list. I'm running Count Dooku, Separatist Leader, Jango Fett, Bounty Hunter, and the Magna Guard, as well as Asajj Ventress, Sith Assassin, Kalani Super Tactical Droid, and the B1 Battle Droids. There's so much cool interaction and just like interesting synergies to be messed around with in this team. I've played it a couple times so far. It's kind of feeling like a bit of a big brain team to me, but I'm really excited to see if I can make all the different pieces come together. And I'm really excited to play the Magna Guards. Honestly, one of my favorite aesthetics in all of Star Wars is the Magna Guards. Is that a hot take?
No.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play them.
So one thing that really concerns me with this list is Jango Fett. We've played a few games with him, and sometimes you've absolutely destroyed me, and other times I've been able to take him off the board and not worry about it. So that's going to be a priority for me because honestly, with his a bunch of his abilities can really just restrict my movement and get him from one side of the board to the other. So gonna have to watch out for that.
Yeah, like not so fast can just be a complete game changer. Like that can win you the game.
Yeah.
Like if you activate near me with low health, and if I do enough damage to wound you, then your activation's over. Basically, I get double activation at that point, and yeah, game changing.
Yeah, he's just a simple man trying to make his way in the universe.
Yeah, I mean he's only after the reward, really. So.
Hey everyone, I'm Vic, and today I'm playing the good guys. So, I've got General Obi-Wan Kenobi, CC-2224 Clone Commander Cody, and a couple of 212th Clone Troopers in my first squad. And then I've got General Anakin, CC-7567 Captain Rex, and the 501st Clones. So I've got a bunch of clones on the board today. I'm hoping that between their kind of tactical movement and Obi-Wan's pretty ridiculous tankiness and hunker shenanigans, I have a chance to kind of outlast Brad's aggro stuff.
Yeah, honestly, like, Obi-Wan in this list is a menace.
Yeah.
His knowledge and defense ability just, makes the whole team so much more durable and tanky, makes your hunger tokens so much more valuable, and he can deal like a huge amount of damage as well with Hello there, so dude, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try and engage the clones as much as I can because they kind of suck in melee, but Kenobi and Anakin, but mostly Kenobi, just scare me so much.
Yeah, they'll do their job.
Yeah. All right, well, once again, for today's game, we're using the Shifting Priorities mission pack. We've got all the terrain from the core set, as well as some of the terrain from the Take Cover set, and we've set up the board like this. Notably, some ingress points are placed here.
And some gonk droids are placed here.
All right, first up, we roll off to see who's the first player, and that's going to be me. So I go ahead and first set up Ventress and her squad.
Next, I'll set up Anakin and his clones.
Then I set up Dooku and his squad.
And then I'll put Kenobi over on the flank.
Next up, we draw a card for Struggle 1. And we come up with recon enemy positions, which sets up like this. And with that, we're into the game, Vic.
Nice.
First up, I'm gonna draw a card, and I pull Kalani. So I've actually, I think, deployed pretty well here. Before anything else, I get to use Roger. So all of my supporting units here, because of my big brain deployment, are gonna get to do a free dash. So I'm going to move up both my B1s and both my Magna Guard. Next, I'm going to advance with Kalani toward the center of the map. and then use Tactical Network on this Magna Guard to dash closer to an ingress point. Then he's going to be able to get all the way on this forward objective and get to hunker here. So that's crazy. Like, look how much I got to do with this Magna Guard, and it's not even a Magna Guard activation. Awesome. All right, then to finish up here, I'm going to take cover with Kalani, mostly for the extra movement to contest this central objective and also gain a hunker. So at the end of this first activation, I'm going to control 3 objectives already, although since it's the first turn, I won't score.
All right, so my first turn, I'm going to draw Anakin. I don't want to use him quite yet, so I'm going to put him in reserve and then draw Captain Rex. So first, I'm going to use Get a Move On to give Obi-Wan a free dash and gain a hunker token to start building those up. Then I'm going to advance and spend a force token on defensive maneuver to dash and gain another hunker token. With my second action, I'm going to shoot at the Magna Guard on the objective. I don't get a great roll here. The Magnas get a pretty okay save and only 1 success goes through, so I do 1 damage, but crucially I get a shove to open up that objective. At the end of the turn, I just gain 1 space on the struggle tracker.
All right, next up, I draw my Shatterpoint pretty early.
Yikes.
I mean, Kalani is already in a great position. I just think I'm going to go again with Kalani. So first up, I get to Roger once again, and I'm going to move 3 supports this time. My 1 Magna Guard's too far, but there's just so much synergy, so much out of activation movement here. Awesome. Next, I'm going to pay another force to use Tactical Network once again to dash and make a 5 dice attack against Rex with my Magna Guard. I'm rolling 1 extra die here for target concentrate all firepower. And I'm left with 3 successes, doing 5 damage and 2 shoves. Now Rex has steadfast, so I only get 1 shove through, but I mean, that's still pretty great for a free attack. Oh, and I also get a disarm, which is so good. Oh my god. Okay, so Kalani still has 2 actions left, so I guess I'll focus and then shoot Rex as well. I get a great attack, paired with a terrible defense roll from Vic. Kalani runs through his entire tree. 2 more shoves, Rex is exposed, and I get to wound him. So I'm gonna score 1 momentum from that and get to move the struggle tracker quite a bit toward my side.
Yeah, it's not going well. Not going well.
Kalani is cracked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, so next, unfortunately, I'm going to pull the 212th clones. Not really what I needed right now, but what are you going to do? So first, I'm going to do a move action. One of them is going to climb up this gantry to control this point, and the other one's going to advance towards the speeder bike. I'm going to spend 1 force on defensive maneuver to gain some hunker, and then this is going to activate Bring It Down from Cody and give them some rerolls. Next, I'm going to do a combat action and take a shot against the Magna Guard. Both attacks are pretty lame here, even with the rerolls, but they both do 2 successes, and in total the Magna Guard will take 7 damage and will be shoved a bunch and pinned. Unfortunately, I only moved the struggle tracker 1 space there, so at least I get a momentum for that.
All right, next up I draw Asajj, and honestly, like, she doesn't really have anything good to do here. You haven't really moved up on her side of the board, so I'm just gonna advance and then take cover for a shove and a hunker. I could move with the Magna Guards here. I could move 1 toward her, but I like where they are, so I'm not gonna do that. So that's it.
All right, this is obviously pretty bad for me, so I'm just gonna spend the rest of this struggle getting in a better position and hopefully line up for a pretty quick struggle too. So I draw my other clones here, my 501st. This kind of sucks, but it's great to get them out of the way so that I can start drawing some goddamn primaries in the next struggle. So I'm just going to move up towards the center of the board and then take cover.
I'm pretty sure I can close out the first struggle here.
Yeah.
So I draw a card and I pull my B1s. So first up, I will take cover and then I will attack the 501st clones. All right, my first attack, I'm left with 2 successes. So 2 damage goes through and I get a reposition, and I'm only just gonna move a little bit. Then my second attack, I'm left with 3 successes. So that deals 4 damage. I get a reposition and an expose. because of concentrated fire, the clones here are also going to get a strain token. And, they're down to 1 HP from being wounded. This member of the 1 HP gang is brought to you by Gamer Geek Jason. Thanks, Jason. So yeah, I'm going to get a bunch more movement on the struggle tracker, and this lets me just win struggle 1 pretty quickly.
Finally.
That was pretty nuts. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, Kalani is so good, and all the out of activation stuff I got to do with my Magnas, like, the Magnas did so much, and they didn't even activate.
You still haven't activated them. It's crazy.
Wild. I'm feeling pretty good here.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Obviously that was a pretty decisive win, but I do like how I'm positioned around the map. So I'm thinking that given the choice for struggle 2, I'm gonna have a pretty good chance to make it a pretty quick struggle, and then hopefully can come back and take the win in struggle 3. So all that's left to do is pick a new struggle card, and we end up with we're gonna need a new exit, which lines up like this. It's my choice, and it's a pretty damn easy choice, and I'm gonna select the top one.
Nice.
I think I can make this a really quick struggle.
Yeah, I think so.
So with my first activation, I'm gonna draw Cody. I'm gonna advance and then attack the Magna Guards. Because of coordinated fire from the 212th, the Magna Guards get a pin token here. They've already got one, so they take 1 damage instead, so that brings them down to 1 HP before I even roll the attack.
This member of the 1 HP gang is brought to you by Jacob Escalante. Thanks, Jacob.
So I get a pretty god-awful attack here, but fortunately I only really needed 1 wound, so I get that, and they're wounded. At the end of this turn, I get a momentum and 3 sweet spaces on the struggle tracker.
Well, I'm up next, and I pull Django. Now, he's really far in my deployment area, kind of super out of position. I could just use him to grab this back point, but I want to get him into the battle so he's more useful going into struggle 3. So I'm just gonna not take my back objective here and move up. First, I spend a force on Jetpack, which gives Django a jump, and then I make a focus action, which gives him another jump because of Django's My Client is Getting Impatient ability. So he's already moved a ton, and he still has an action left. Next, I'll make a shooting attack toward Commander Cody. Not too bad, I'm left with 3 successes, so I deal 5 damage and give Cody a strain. I do have the option to make a jump here, but I'm actually not going to jump because I like where I am. I gain a momentum here, but I think I've lost this struggle anyway, although I'm not too worried.
Alright, well, the upside of getting such lame draws in the first struggle is that I've only got the good cards left to pull, and I get my Shatterpoint card. I'm going to activate Obi-Wan here. First, I'm going to advance and then use his Hello There ability to get up to the ingress point. Then I'm going to attack Django with 3 extra attack dice from that ability. I get a great roll here and run the entire damage tree.
Oh, dude. I have a bad feeling about this.
So I'm going to do 9 damage, a pin, an expose, a strain, and 3 shoves. And with that, I win struggle 2.
Dude, crazy. You know what I just realized? I could have used Brave but Foolish here, Dooku's ability, but I guess I was not brave but very foolish because I forgot to do it.
Yeah, so that was obviously the fastest possible struggle 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm happy with my decision not to put Django on the back point. Like, I could have done it. I could have drawn this struggle out longer. But honestly, I think you were gonna win anyway.
Yeah, and you might have just given me a chance to hurt some more people with Anakin.
Yeah, like, I think having Django up in a better position, he's poised to get off some good uses of not so fast. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of not so fast, thanks to Skirmish Mats for sending us this great mat.
Yeah, it is the perfect surface to play a game of Shatterpoint.
Looks so good. We got that affiliate link. Check it out if you want. Link in the description.
Yeah, and they've got stuff not just for Shatterpoint. Any games you play, they've got the mat for you. Super high quality, look great, feel great.
Thanks to the homies at Skirmish Mats.
Yeah.
And also, huge thanks to the homies at our Patreon. We just hit 100 patrons.
Yeah, which is just so crazy, really. It is absolutely the difference in what we do, in making it possible.
Yeah, if you like this video and it's worth it to you to, watch our little funny battle reports every now and then, maybe consider joining our Patreon because it really makes a huge difference. And without our patrons, we would have quit this channel a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure. It's helping us to keep improve what we're doing and improve the speed with which we do it. So, more patrons, more videos.
Yeah, huge thanks to all of our patrons, but especially our 1 HP gangsters and mountain goats, because they're making this channel happen.
Check out the link in the description if you want to join up. Come hang out in our Discord with us and talk about pickles, which seems to be most of what we're doing these days.
Yep. Now on to Struggle 3.
Yeah.
Top of Struggle 3, we pick a new struggle card, and we get Hack the Security Network. I'm gonna go with this setup here because I think obviously I can win with this setup. So I'm up and I draw my Magna Guard, but I don't really want to use them right now, so I'm gonna pay a force to put them in reserve. Then I draw Dooku, and before anything else, he gets a free dash with Leader of the Separatist Army. Then I'm gonna advance up the board, which activates protection protocols on the Magnas, and I'm gonna move this Magna over here. Then Dooku's gonna take cover and just shove a little bit to get back on this point.
All right, so my first activation, and I'm gonna draw Obi-Wan again. And I'm gonna switch his stance to Form 3. First, I'm gonna advance and then do Hello There to jump down and attack Kalani.
Oh, but first, not so fast. So I get to roll 5 dice and I deal 1 damage unblockable for every hit and crit. Dude.
So when I finally attack Kalani, get a great roll again with those extra dice and run the damage track. So I'm going to do a pin, expose, strain, and 3 shoves. Unfortunately, it only brings Kalani down to 1 HP. I really would have liked to get that wound.
This member of the 1 HP gang is sponsored by I'm Sorry About That. Thanks, I'm sorry about that. Alright, well next up, I know exactly what's coming because my last card are my Magnas in reserve, so I'm going with the Magnas. They were wounded, so I flipped them to injured, and I'm going to remove all the damage and a pin token. I'm attacking Obi-Wan here. Okay, I'm left with 2 successes, so I just do 3 damage, and I have the option to shove, but I'm not going to shove. My second attack, I deal 1 more damage and get another shove, so I guess now I'll shove. And then at the end of my turn here, I get to refresh my force and my deck.
Well, 1 card left, and so I'll draw Anakin. First, I'll advance and then spend a force token on a force jump towards the middle objective. Now I'll attack the Magna Guard. I get a great roll, Brad gets a garbage roll, and I end up getting 5 successes, which does wound the Magnas.
Again, dude.
And takes this center objective.
Dang.
With all my successes, I get to do a shove and an extra jump, so I'll move a little bit, but that does give me a momentum and brings the struggle tracker back to 0. We're in a real stalemate here.
All right, next up for me, I draw Django, and now I'm really happy that I had moved him up because he's in a great spot.
Yeah.
So I think I can pull off a pretty crazy turn here. First up, when he activates, he flips his wound marker to an injured marker, and he removes all the damage and a pin. So he's just got a disarm and an expose left. Then I'm gonna pay 2 force because he's wounded to jump pack, and then pay another 2 force on capture wire to pull this clone off the building here. Sucks that I had to pay 4 force, but I might get some back later. Next, I'm gonna focus, and because of his innate ability, that comes with a free jump. So I get over to the ingress point, and then I get up on the building in a position where I can hold this point. Then I have 1 action left, and I'm gonna attack Cody. I do have my disarm token here, so I can't use my expertise, but I did focus, so I'm rolling 1 extra die. I deal enough damage to wound Cody, which is amazing. I get to refresh 2 force because Django just wants to get paid. And I'm also gonna get a momentum token for wounding Cody, so I'm in a pretty good spot here.
Well, that was obviously pretty brutal, but we're still just in this 3-point back and forth stalemate. I've just refreshed my deck, so as long as I pull one of my primaries, a Shatterpoint or Rex, I'm feeling okay here. First draw, I get the 501st, which absolutely sucks, so I'm going to spend a force point to put them in reserve. And then the next draw is the worst case scenario. I get Cody, who's basically useless in this situation. So really not much I can do here. I'm going to advance up to the middle to kind of reinforce this center point, take a shot at Dooku, does nothing, and just moves the struggle tracker 1 point. I needed so much more than that.
Well, next up, I'm going to pull my Magna Guard.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm going to remove their wounded token and give them their second injured token, which means after this activation, they're off the board. I'm also going to remove their pin token. So basically, I'm just going to make some attacks. I'm able to push them off the point. I just stand here, take control of the point, and then I die, but I already got control, and that gives me enough to win.
Yeah, sucks. Yeah, damn. You know, I really thought I had a chance in Struggle 3 there. The way she goes, that was a huge play with Django.
Yeah, like MVPs of this game, Kalani, Magnas, and Django. And most of the work that the Magnas did was not even on their own activation.
Yeah.
Like, the droid synergy is real, and Django... Okay, when I first looked at Django, I was obsessed with Not So Fast, right? I was like, oh, huge, huge, huge.
Yeah.
But I think the underrated piece of Django that isn't initially apparent is my client is getting impatient.
Yeah.
Because who cares about the focus? You can basically spend an action to get a jump, and you have jetpack, which is another jump. So you're just so mobile.
Yeah.
And then his damage is pretty good. Obviously, Not So Fast is still great. Even if you don't wound the person, just getting out of activation damage is really strong. And being able to move your opponent's minis with capture wire, he's just so flexible. Like, you can spend a lot of force with him, and then get force back. Or if you don't have this force to spend, he can still do a lot. Like, he's just a really valuable piece, and he doesn't need synergies. Like, I can see him being useful in a lot of lists.
To be able to move your opponent's minis without having to spend an action to do it, to be able to do it with force tokens, is so nice.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. Like, Ventress and Dooku, my two primaries, did basically nothing this entire game.
Everyone on my team except for Obi-Wan did basically nothing.
Oh, man. Separatists are fun, dude.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? I think... I certainly could have played this list a bit better, but I think the clones are tough. I think you really have to lean into their synergies, and I think they kind of just got overrun here.
Yeah. Anyway, good game, Vic.
GG.
Really love Shatterpoint.
One of these days I'm going to win one.
Yeah. Leave a comment letting us know what Shatterpoint lists you've been running lately, because, you know, it's still a new game, but I think there's some interesting list building decisions already. You know?
Oh, totally. So flexible.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace, y'all.
Yep.
Bye.